Hare Krishna. Hyperstimulation of senses ends in desensitization to sensual pleasure. In today's world, where there is almost unrestricted access to porn due to the easy available of internet and internet access technology such as smartphones, so many people expose themselves to the most wild and depraved forms of sexuality through such internet porn access. And while there are many more serious moral and spiritual consequences of such sexual indulgence in porn, but one consequence which is alarming even materialistic people is the inability of people who have fed themselves on a cornucopia of porn, the inability of such people to have normal sexual relationships. When they as compared to the ultra imagined sensual fare that is available digitally, the sensual fare that is available in real life appears pale and stale, and people just so people don't even feel stimulated by it. And thus this lack of stimulation to sensual stimuli is not renunciation, it is desensitization. It is not like the determination of a person to fast and to not eat food, but it is the like the person who has got disease and who is just unable to feel hunger because of the disease. So the Bhagavad Gita in its third chapter, in the 39th verse, states that actually lust is insatiable. Avrutam jnanametena jnanino nityavairina kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena nalena cha. So avrutam jnanam etena, avrutam, covered, jnanam, knowledge, etena, by this refers to lust. Avrutam jnanam etena jnanino nityavairina, of the knower jnani nityavairina, this is the eternal enemy. Kamarupena kaunteya, which is in the form of lust. Dushpurena nalena cha, anala is fire, dushpura is that which is never satisfied, insatiable fire. So lust burns like an insatiable fire. So the insatiability of lust means that no matter how much people indulge, they are never satisfied. The craving increases more and more, but in this case of overexposure to porn, what happens is the craving is never satisfied, and what is offered in real life appears utterly unsatisfactory. And for those of us on the spiritual path, overexposure and desensitization to sex may not be the big problem, but that same principle applies to us also, just as overexposure to digital sensuality can desensitize one to physical stimuli. Similarly, overexposure to physical stimuli to physical sensuality can desensitize us to spiritual stimuli. The Bhagavad Gita explains in 2.44, Bhogaishvarya prasaktanam tayaparita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhau na vidhiyate. So Bhogaishvarya prasaktanam, when one is attached to Bhoga and Aishvarya, to sense gratification and worldly opulence, then taya aparita chetasam, by that one's consciousness is abducted. Vyavasayatmika buddhi, the determined intelligence, samadhau na vidhiyate, that satisfaction, that absorption doesn't come. So basically, material attachment take away our spiritual determination. And that's why we as spiritualists are recommended to practice austerity, to not expose ourselves to too much material stimuli. When we instead strive to expose ourselves to spiritual stimuli, even if we don't feel stimulated, even when we say chant, study scripture, take darshan, even if we don't feel any spiritual stimuli, still as a discipline, if we keep exposing ourselves to spiritual stimuli, by that we gradually become purified. And as we become purified, we become spiritually awakened. And as we start getting spiritually stimulated by the contact with Krishna, we start experiencing sublime pleasures. Sukhena Brahma Samsparsham Atyantam Sukham Ashnute. By contact with the supreme spiritual reality, Brahma, Krishna, we experience Atyantam Sukha, the ultimate happiness. Thank you. Hare Krishna.